Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the PM and the AM show. I'm your host, Pat Bernard, alongside my man, Mike Lowe. Good morning, Mike.
What's going on, Pat? Again, you do not acknowledge me as your co-host. You acknowledge me as your man. I'm not your man. I am your co-host. Jesus, Mary,
Mike,
Ralph,
son.
I did see you guys holding hands walking in, so
Oh,
well, it's raining. I had to make sure you got in here. Okay.
yeah, well, yeah. It's like walking. It's like walking.
my other hands were between two pillows.
Jesus,
Is that what you call them?
The Phillies look good last time. Like the Phillies look good.
Yeah, they did. But
look,
speaking of that, like,
yeah, we had an action-packed Saturday. And well, first of all, good morning, Al.
Good morning, boys.
Now, would you like been in between the two pillows?
no, he would not have.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure
between those two pillows.
Just want to make sure everyone gets their hands grabbed on some pillows. That's all. But anyway, Mike, yesterday was an action-packed Saturday, and
It's Saturday.
Delco showing right there.
yeah. So I was in. I know you were all college football up yesterday. I was checking out the Union and LAFC, and maybe about playoff atmosphere. I mean, two teams, one fourth in the East, the other one third in the West. Two teams have met last year in the Cup. Uh, again, good defense game, but the atmosphere, the rain, the wind, two quality teams going forth. I loved it. But Mike,
Dude, like our fan base is nuts.
yeah, they are.
Being out there in that weather, I mean, we had to work yesterday, so we were out in it early on. But
There's numbers, right?
well, yeah, so is it. But I mean, our fans. I mean, for them to pack that stadium on a day like it was yesterday, hey, pretty good. You know, they got a draw out of it. You know, what I mean? So it's not like they lost, but they didn't win either.
No,
So, it's like history says.
right, and I'm wait, hold on. So again, the Union that was the Union tied it up, and and Gus and Olsen have all the Union cards for you this Thursday night. Guys, stay tuned because check out the Edge of Sports webpage because Gus's article will be coming up soon today about the Philadelphia
Between
Union.
Gus, Diego, and Austin, man, they're like, hey, if you guys really want to, know the ins and outs of the, you really got to check those guys out. They really do a great job.
And if you
covering
watch
it.
the show, you know they get it there too.
Yeah,
I've seen some stuff out there where people are just like
going through the motions.
have to because they want me to cover it. It's
Yeah.
that kind of.
I mean, these guys really are passionate about soccer, and
Yeah.
and they show it. Like Diego, his nickname is Mr. 6 for 6 for a reason. So.
Right, and again, like I said, those guys do a hell of a job. Mike, yesterday, college football, and I saw you on social media going back and forth with some Notre Dame fans.
Yes, I had Notre Dame straight up yesterday, and I really thought Notre Dame was the better team going in. So, and everybody who knows me knows I despise Notre Dame. I do not like Notre Dame. That goes back years. I'm a Penn State guy. Penn State and Notre Dame used to play each other every year. When they were both independents, it was always a big matchup. So there's no love lost. If you're a Penn State fan, you do not like Notre Dame, and vice versa. But yeah, I had to because
I love needling Notre Dame fans. I'm just saying it.
well, I do too, especially when you have Ohio State at home. And I'm sorry, Ohio State is not a good team where you like that team is beatable. And I know Penn State has probably played Sisters on the floor, but I mean Penn State played 24 ranked team last night, which by the way, Iowa has the number one ranked defense in all of the nation. And they put 31 up yesterday. Now, granted, Iowa's offense is putrid, even with Steve McNamara, who was a transfer from Michigan. Okay, he's trash. I mean, their offense is trash, but their defense is solid. It's the best in the nation, and that Penn State team put up 31 points on them last night. As a matter of fact, I was shocked that he even got that high. But again, Penn State's going to have to see Ohio State down the line, and that's pretty much our kryptonite because Ryan Day owns James Franklin. James Franklin cannot win a big game, so I'm just trying to enjoy this until we have to play Ohio State and Michigan.
Every time I see him on the TV,
Every time I see him, I'm like, "Why are you still there?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the truth. If they had a real coach, I would give Manny Diaz credit. That defense, it looked like he took the starting 11 and just put them in a room and say, "Okay, you guys ain't eating until Saturday," because they were all over Iowa yesterday. And I was, I guess, I mean, yeah, I don't like their offense. I think their offense is very vanilla, but they were averaging like 20, 25 points a game. going into yesterday, and Penn State's defense just shut them down. Just shut them down. And I was going back and forth. Like I said, I was going back and forth between that game and the Ohio State game.
One of the things in the beginning of the season for Penn State was, can their defense hold up?
Yeah. I mean, right now, the way Penn State is built, they have a very good defense, and they got a very good offensive line. Like that Iowa defense, like I said, the Iowa defense was ranked #1 in the country coming into that game yesterday. And pretty much Penn State just ran the ball down their throat. I mean, early on, it was a tough go. Like, this is another thing that I get a little weary about with a James Franklin run team. They start out slow.
Right.
They do. They start out god-awful slow. And it's like, you can't start off slow against teams like Michigan and Ohio State. You can't. So, I mean, that's their big, and in a way, I guess, and I know it's going to be a tall task for Penn State. They got to go to the Horseshoe this year. So, the game's not in Happy Valley. Now, Michigan's got to come to Happy Valley. So, I'm hoping for a split. If you could split with one of them two, I'll be happy.
Yeah, like I said, yesterday was loaded with again, you were covering all the college football.
And checking in on the Phillies as well.
Yeah, well, and we're about to get into that right now because
before we get into that, you need to get out of that Met color shirt.
What do you mean Met color shirt?
Look at you on the screen. It looks blue and orange. Why are you wearing Met colors?
This is green and orange.
If you look at it, Pat, look on the screen right
there. Where's it here? Is it green here? Wait, blue here? Where? Down there? Where?
All over the shirt is blue and orange. Al, be the judge of this.
Al Point.
All right. One thing I can point out is SherryTickets.com. They are the place to tickets. I don't care. All those tickets, you're going on the market, you're going to spend a lot of money, a ton of money to put out there. With all these extra fees, you will not get these extra fees at SherryTickets.com. And you can save yourself an additional 10% off using that promo code EOP10. That's right, EOP10 will save you an additional 10% off. Already great prices, no hidden fees, sports contribution. I don't care where you're at in the country. You can go to SherryTickets.com, get the tickets for what you need. Check it out. It's really fancy. Big. Everybody saves big at SherryTickets.com. Remember, use that promo code EOP10. EOP10.
Fine.
Well, that's better.
Yeah.
So where we're
at? Hey, Fonzie, collar down there.
Yeah, Fonzie.
Hey.
Oh. But anyway, not our Al. Like I got. Never mind. Here it comes. But Mike, let's get into it. Phillies Nets yesterday.
I'm loving it.
And you know, Mike, I've been really, really excited about this offense. It's this team will battle you.
You've been excited, huh? Because I listened to you Thursday night. You were on my show, and I swear to God, I almost puked listening to it. Yeah, oh my God.
Like when he goes, I'm really happy about the offensive play like 3 days ago.
This guy was going ape crap on my show Thursday night. By the way, thank you for filling in. Probably if he can fill in. Yeah, I'm going to be filling in because where I'm going to be, the internet is not that good.
You're kind of middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm stuck between two mountains, literally. But no. You went on a tirade about this Phillies team, okay?
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you where I've been on board with the Phillies offense. Offense, not defense. The arms kill me. They kill me. Like,
and as you're pitching, the starting pitching is getting better.
Yeah, it's been better.
Actually, the bullpen pitching has been a little bit less
stressful.
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit less. I'm not giving him a pass.
Soto, I still have some worries about. I hope they kind of leave him off the two-season roster. Maybe get him right for a round or something. Maybe send him to go pitch down Lehigh or do something.
He had 2 Ks yesterday. I mean, I was happy to see that. I mean,
his last couple outings have been.
They've been getting better,
yeah.
but like, he'll have that.
He'll ride that hand until the hand.
I'll tell you what. I'm so impressed with Hoffman. I think Hoffman's been pitching.
He had one.
He had a hiccup. Yeah. I mean, you're going to look at it. I think Kimbrel's starting to get. He's not looking as
Alvarado.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been putting in the closer spot. And when I was at
the thinker is nice.
They asked Hopper about it directly. Hopper said, he goes, Oh yeah, his stuff's been really good. He looks like you have the
Again, this is
old
what I said.
Alvarado back.
This is what I said about a month ago. I said these guys were coming back from injury. They got to work their way through it. And
he's
all,
this year for
you know,
Alvarado.
what's that?
Alvarado was twice this year too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He had to come back from both. Star Anthony, I'm a little concerned.
Have you noticed? I haven't seen him much.
No. And I think they got to get him right. I think that's more, like you say, between the years.
Mm-hmm.
But Noah's looked good. Suarez looked good. Zach Wheeler's continued to look good. Now we just got to get either Walker or Lorenzen to start looking good here, because you already know. I think it's what Lorenzen's going.
Real quick, guys, not to cut you off, but they officially announced the game has been moved from 1 to 6 p.m. today
Wow.
for the Phillies,
Okay.
which really worked out because I had a post game show, and I was probably not playing until like an hour later.
So that's great for me because I'm doing travel time out to Hershey, so I got a game to watch tonight besides football. So
there you go. And tune into the post game show. I will be doing that tonight, I guess, around 9:30, whatever.
Oh man, that's going right all across all the time.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for those guys to get done, so we'll figure it out. I'll keep you posted on our changes.
Yeah. So, again, Mike, the Mets get on the scoreboard twice this year.
You know that?
But however, in the offense knows how to answer back. Bryce Harper with a home run, a 2-1 shot up in the second decker. Alec Bohm with a home run. Alec Bohm's been a bright spot in this series.
Two guys I want to bring up that over this past week have really opened my eyes with the way they've been playing. Alec Bohm and Nick Castellanos. Nick Castellanos is starting to hit, and that's going to be dangerous because you get him hitting now. My next step is, and I'm going to be real honest with you, my next step is you put him where JT's at, and you move JT down to that 8 spot. Because it seems like
I put my article out last night. One thing I can say, and this is a very small sample size, JT has been a lot better at home too, which has not been his
forte. Better on the
road. Friday night, big 3-run home run. They crushed the ball, 3-run home ball.
Yeah, maybe he's starting to finally come around. Maybe they realize it's like, what they used to say, hitting season.
Yeah.
Maybe for him, it's like this hitting season.
Well, last night he went 3 for 4, and he had that the RBI that put that little insurance run in 7.
Right.
And that's the other thing. If you look through the last, actually, let me pull this up. If you look over the last couple weeks, especially, the scoring for the Phillies, if this can continue, I mean, it's all about the pitching. I mean, outside of the Braves series, I think they always scored at least 5 or more.
Right, I would say they lose.
Well, I mean, in the Braves series, they only got shut down one game, and that was the Sanchez game.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, they were battling the Braves right there. They were beating up on that pitching staff.
Twice they were. Once there was 4-1, and the other series it was like 5-3. But other than that, 8, 7, 4, 8, 5. I'm going backwards now. Real far back in September. All the way up to September. There's only a handful of games where they didn't have at least 4 runs or more.
And I'll tell you what, we're talking about Bryce Harper, we're talking about Nick Castellanos, but to me, another guy, if he could have a little bit more of a consistent bat, he could possibly be a 5-tool player. I'm talking about Rojas, because the way he can extend plays in the field, and the way he can just and his speed, like you saw that play yesterday, and that's why I made. Yeah, that's why I made the Mark Zumoff reference yesterday throwing garbage in the goal. That routine. A little pooper to shortstop. Obviously, there was an error there by Lindor, and right away, my man steals home in a blink of an eye. So
and listen, he's fast. He was thin enough to slide in under the tag. He did have the one flub, we'll call it, those two runs.
But you also you can also probably contribute that to the weather too. Like he might have been coming in.
I'm not selling him under the bus. I mean, I've been a huge proponent for him.
He made a great catch. Was it Friday night? He made a great catch.
Also yesterday, before that happened, I'm watching here from the press box. I'm right behind home plate, and I forget who it was in the Mets. They hit it was Alonso, I think. It was Pete Alonso, and he hit the ball. And any other day, this is straight center field, probably a routine catch for him, nothing. This thing, the wind blew, and that ball curved like big time. It almost ended like foul left field, like how much it curved. But he cracked it down and got it. That center field ball, even post game when talking with Rob Thompson, he said, that straight ahead center field, like when the ball's coming on straight ahead center field, is not an easy judge ball. It's like one of the hardest balls to judge at that position. So they give a little about it, but better now than later, having this in a playoff game or something.
And again, heading into the series, I was a little worse. Mets, 2 or 3 from the Marlins heading into this. I'm like, okay, maybe they're a spoiler. And no, the Phillies again with their momentum, again taking 2 out of 3 from the Braves. They sweep the Cardinals, so they're riding the hot
So
hand
let
right
me
now.
ask you guys a question. Are they playing decent on my own tonight at the end of the game tonight? Because I think if Chicago, who's in second? Chicago, right? Or is that
No, Arizona.
I believe
Arizona? So if
that.
Zona loses and the Phillies win, they clinch. They clinch their magic numbers too.
Yeah,
So possibly you could see a clinching game.
Win.
They have to win, and Arizona's got to
Hold on, I'll
lose.
check right now. Let me make sure that's right.
Well, it's usually the team that's under.
I was doing the math yesterday, and I fell asleep.
It was 2. They said magic numbers too.
Yeah, so we're 5 games up, and after today, there's only 6 games left for the Phillies to play.
Right.
And if they get up, Arizona loses. Yeah, and they lost yesterday.
Yeah. So if Arizona loses today and the Phillies win today, you can literally see the Phillies be celebrating tonight.
and then
So
again,
There's a battle too. Like Chicago, man, I was all over. I thought
yeah, they
were-
kind of cooled off a little bit.
I had them as the darlings, like the team I did not want to see. I mean, if we're going to talk about it, I don't. If I had to choose the team I want to see,
pick your poison.
Arizona.
Yeah, and I mentioned that.
That team, like they make some noise. And
I don't want to say it.
No,
You wonder why? They kind of have our number, especially here.
no, not
No
this season.
way.
No,
way.
yes. They swept us here this season. You know, we took 2 or 3 or 4 from them out there, but they swept us here. So yeah, I don't want to see Arizona. Arizona plays well here for some odd reason. They always play good here. Like they always like. To be honest with you, we lose the season series to them damn near every year. I don't know why. This was the first year that we really actually had a good road trip out there. So I mean, I guess for a 3-game series, I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, if I'm looking at a team I want to sneak in, I want the Reds.
We won the series 4-2. We won the season series 4-2. I think. Hold on.
Yeah.
We won in June.
Right when we went out there, they were here in like
Hold on, June, and they won in June. The last one they won. We remember we lost that. They came back and won the 4th game, but we only had a 2-game series with them in May, and we split that series.
I thought that they
Yeah.
maybe I got them.
May 24th.
Oh, no.
May 24th, we won 6-5. Then we came back to win that one, and they won 4-3 on May 20th.
I'm thinking of the Reds. I'm thinking of the Reds.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
The Reds are the team. But yeah, but usually Arizona, though, I don't care. I don't care who gets in, whether it's the Reds.
Listen, you can't look past anybody, but
I feel more comfortable playing against the Arizona Diamondbacks this year because, like you said, we got to the desert, we hit quicksand. But no, I think I feel more comfortable playing against them. I think we stack up better. This team is, the way they've been swinging the ball has been a lot better. Again, and I've said this in the post-game show yesterday, when someone is cold, someone else rises to the occasion and gets hot. Like, okay, for example, look at JT Realmuto now. He's playing hotter than ever. But now look at Brandon Marsh. 3 strikeouts Friday night, gets benched yesterday. So,
Darren Adams says, should the Phillies clinch the wild card today? Yes, it's with a Phillies win and a.
hold on. Are you asking, should they have a choice in a sense? Like, should you lose on purpose to clinch today? Like, it's
no, I think
Like, do they win?
would they?
winning.
I think you probably say, would they
Because
clinch?
you always do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's always we were talking about how the Braves, they sit so early and they might go on cruise control and that can hurt them.
Yeah.
I get that, but you win when you have to win.
I mean, I'm going to be clear, man. Like I said, I'm trying to get to where I got to get to.
Darren, again, good point. Arizona 2 games to play today.
Right. If they lose one of them, the Phillies win one of them. That's it.
Right.
So it's just a good thing to play. Muffler Mike says, "Good morning, Jets. Good morning, Mike.
Muffler Mike.
Join us. Hopefully, you got a nice.
Premier League soccer or lacrosse, right?
Yeah, Premier League championship today here in Philly.
So
Subaru Park. I mean, it's a wet, soggy one, so it might be. Get those punches out. Philly comes out. I mean, 40,000 plus at Citizens Bank Park last night.
Then you had another 20,000
Yeah,
Subaru
so
Park.
60,000 fans, Philly fans.
And this was pretty much going on. Like, it's one thing. I love the scheduling. I don't know who did it. What's going on, Fuji?
What's up, Fuji?
He's on his way to Tampa.
Oh, beautiful. Go down there, man. Make sure you pack sunscreen, baby.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into this Eagles talk too.
Yeah. I think my man Fuchs is already painted up. Like he's ready to go now.
I mean, Fruit's hopping on a roll, ready to go.
No.
Who was ready to go last week?
Yeah, like the Minnesota game ended on the.
He's ready to go.
But getting back to this Phillies team, pretty much, man. I think once you see them click, man, they're just going to go and cruise. You know what I mean? And get yourself, get your guys ready.
So right now, if the playoffs end today, we would be facing the Cubbies.
That's good. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whoever this Phillies got to face, they got to face. But the best part is, Phillies ain't on the road this year. They're here now.
Good point.
I think with them
No. We would face Arizona. It's a 2 spot.
Oh,
Yeah, because the Milwaukee
plays the lowest seed.
The lowest seed.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's close too. It's only a half a game.
that could be a dog fight for Milwaukee.
That's a half a game difference.
Oh, that's going to be a dog fight. They're division rivals and they split.
I mean, right now it could be Arizona or the Cubs or Miami. They're only one game out.
Right.
And also,
I think back and forth against the Brewers.
I think Cincinnati's right there too. Cincinnati's right there too.
Cincinnati's 2.5 games. A little bit harder for them. I mean,
That's
not
point, yeah.
impossible. Not that it's impossible. San Francisco 4 games out of the wild.
They're pretty much
out. 5.
They're pretty much out.
Padres.
They would have to play for 4 or 5 teams. It's really hard. These guys are playing each other, so somebody's going to win.
You know what the best line I heard all weekend long? It was from the Mets broadcast when Gary Cohen said the Mets have officially been eliminated from postseason contention
By the Philadelphia Phillies.
It was great. It's the greatest thing I heard. I hate the Mets, and I hope we stick a fork in them. I hope we sweep them because
See him again, don't forget.
no, I don't care.
No,
No, we're going to see them again in what, a couple days, right? I got Pittsburgh here and
We
then
got there.
tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday,
But
Thursday.
by then, it might not even mean it.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week.
yeah, Bryce Harper's going to be sitting back.
So
Hold on.
yeah,
So you're saying it's Friday, is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
So next week they're off on Monday. They're off
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Thursday
Thursday.
for the Pirates, and next week and Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So they're going to they're going to wait a whole weekend to do a weekend series. They're going to wait a whole week.
It's a weekend.
Unless I know what they're doing. They're going to probably wait and see if there's a playoff game.
Who?
You know how they finish with the same record. They have a playing game to
Oh,
see who
yeah.
becomes. So I think that's why they're doing
I think the playing game is really a 24-hour turnaround too.
right.
Not a lot of time between the first wild card game is October 3rd.
right.
Which is Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's weird. Like,
Tuesday. I'm sorry. Tuesday, October 3rd.
Wow.
it's weird. That's weird. Like they're really, they're, that's what I'm saying. Last year the playoff was a weekend series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they're doing it during the week.
Yeah, it's weird. So again, the Phillies, Mike. I mean, I listened to your show on Wednesday, and you had a little bit of concern if the Marlins do get in that back door, and they could become, maybe fit for the Phillies.
I don't know.
I don't know if they would be facing us right away.
Well, yeah, it would be. I mean, at this point, like I just said,
Here goes our man. Dodge Sanders says, "Cheers, guys! What a game we Notre Dame and Ohio State last night. I would hate to be the.
I'm sorry. How do you let a guy score a touchdown? How do you let a guy score a touchdown? Your whole again. This is why I hate Notre Dame. Every time I've ever taken them, I took them straight up. I thought Notre Dame was good enough to beat them. I really. Well, that's me. It's Notre Dame. It's just Notre Dame.
But let me.
Yeah, no.
No, but Mike, back to you. Like I said, your show on Wednesday, you mentioned about the Fish possibly getting the back door. You have concerns about that. So can you explain that? Can you elaborate on some more?
I said of all the teams, it's a divisional team, and we all know how divisional games go. I mean, we lost the series against Miami this year, the season series, I should say, and it's a team that's used to playing at Citizens Bank Park now. Granted, there's a team that has not been in the real postseason for a long time, so there's a plus there. But a team that has been to Citizens Bank Park is seen as almost our loudest, almost our craziest, and know this team very well. So I would love to take another team and get like San Diego had to deal with, where they said it was 3 hours of hell for them.
Right.
Like, Miami can be numb a little bit too.
Yeah,
dealing with
I don't know about that because if you look at it, they weren't in the postseason here a year ago, and I'm sorry, Marlins games don't really sell out like that. Like they're
Oh
not
no,
the Braves, they're not the Mets.
I'm not saying.
No, but
I'm not saying that they're used to that kind
They're
of
used
crowd.
to they're used to coming here. I don't think nobody's used to the atmosphere of that ballpark from October.
If all the teams that could possibly be in here,
yeah, like I said, divisional opponents are divisional opponents.
They are, but what I'm saying to you is you got to look at those divisional opponents. They're not again. Miami doesn't sell out Cincinnati Park, so no, I'm going to disagree a little bit because no, they haven't seen
screw
this
you, Mike.
atmosphere. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. We can't always
I
agree.
know.
We can't always
I'm not
agree.
so-
But what I'm
Right.
saying is, no, they have not seen this atmosphere, and I'm sorry. Throw out regular season because it doesn't matter. Everybody's 0-0. Again, you're so worried about the Braves, and you think the Braves are going to be this unstoppable team. They're not getting to the World Series. I'll be really surprised if the Braves get to the World Series. History.
You want to do a naked bet? Whoever walks in there, whoever loses, if the Braves make it to the series, someone's got to
You
walk in there.
win either way.
Either way, we got to yell at you to keep your phone every Sunday.
Yeah, that's right.
Walk in, this dude starts tripping.
Yeah,
Oh, is it hot in here?
all right, commando as we speak.
I don't
So,
read the news. That's
but anyway, listen, the Zach Wheeler yesterday played a really, really good game. I mean, again, you were talking about someone not afraid to attack the strike zone with his fastball. He's nasty. He's been nasty. Again, he got a little picked up. I think what the sixth or seventh inning. The wheel
The
starts to
second
come off.
and the seventh weren't his
Yes.
best.
Yeah, he's
And I'll give him a little bit of this, and I know I'm going to get a lot of grief with Matty B. The strike zone was a little wobbly in the second inning, and they got him off. And there was that bad error by Trey Turner.
yeah.
The ball went right between his legs. So there was that, and then that was the seventh inning was the missed play. He let up two little bloop singles in a row on first and second, and then that play from Johan where it went ball went right over his head.
I think Zach's been looking better, and you know what? This is where I think this is going to be a different postseason than a year ago. And I mean for the Phillies, it's because they've been going really the last half of the season with a six-man rotation.
Right.
Which means Nolan and Wheeler are going to be a lot fresher going into this postseason than they were a year ago. I mean, you physically saw Wheeler and Noah kind of wear down by the time they got to the World Series.
But he was asked that question like, how's it feel like knowing that going into because he was a little sore and beat up in September. Wheeler, that was. And you know, because I feel good. It does mean a lot, and he's going to keep doing our thing. And
Listen, if I would, let me ask you a question: would you ride out still using Lorenzen and Sanchez? I would use them all the way up until the last game of the year.
So they flipped Walker, and so that's why yesterday I put my article yesterday. If you look how they're working it, the last he should have been playing, or he should be pitching on Wednesday, but Walker and him are swapping. So Walker's on Wednesday and Wheeler's on Thursday, which lines him up for normal day's rest for October 3rd, which would be the first game.
okay. Well, then, again,
That's why they were so like helping in that game.
right. So, like I said, it's going to be going down to the wire. Like I said, they can have this cleaned up by today, if not by Tuesday. And it's going to be exciting baseball. And I'm really again, this offense is dangerous. 1 through 9, they'll battle you through 1 through 9 innings, and if that's going to extra innings, this offense is really, really dangerous. And that's what I like. So even though Brandon Marsh again going through some struggles right now, again Rojas stepping up. I mean, there's Sosa stepping up. Like, and I forgot who asked me yesterday on the post game show. Like, would you make any kind of adjustment right now? Would you sit down Trey Turner since he's going through a little bit of a struggle? And would you put Sosa there? I said, I don't know about that. I mean, I know Sosa can play some defense, but I think you still need to put Turner in an everyday game. You need Turner every day. You know he's struggling. I think he's like 0 for 7.
I would give him a rest. I would give Trey a rest.
Like
tonight,
I don't know if there's a hit. I forgot to look at that because he got on. They're going to try throwing Johan out at the plate.
Yeah, no, they counted as a hit.
No, he no hit yesterday. He went 0 for 4, but he did get the RBI.
So they counted as a
fielder's
choice.
Choice, and of course, no outs.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So
No, I'm not saying anybody. I mean, it's good work for them. You need it. Consistency is everything. This isn't football where you need to rest guys and let them lick their wounds. And
160. He's the end of 162.
I know,
Like,
but
yeah,
it, consist. These guys are creatures of habit
yes.
that way. When you're a creature of habit, you break that habit. Like you saw how like they were trying to get like the add the 6-man rotation, give 'em a little extra rest. It always worked out that well for everybody. So you gotta get that arm used to it. It's supposed to be warm to be warm. But remember, come the postseason, you don't play every game in a row like you normally do with a normal series. You're not playing 6 or 7 games a week. You're playing like 4 or 5. Depending on
right.
everything.
Well, and someone asked me too. Would you like the kid we sent down in the season?
Weston Wilson.
Weston Wilson is killing right now in AAA. You bring him up
Oh,
and
most definitely.
bring him up and substitute him out for Castro. I said, right
In a
now.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Pat, I think I substitute you out for Castro.
Yeah, I don't think.
Good for his pickle.
Well, we all know that. But I would do that in a heartbeat. I think they're going to because you know what? He brings an element off the bench. One, he can play left field.
Right.
Two, he can be a bat off the bench. And 3, he's got pop. So he's
Yeah, you
know
got to
what I mean?
replace
Like,
that second baseman. You got to.
yeah, I mean, if you need somebody to play second base, you have 2 second basemen on your team already.
Yeah.
Sosa can play.
And that's what I said. I would, keep Palm at third, Harper at first. Maybe you would make the adjustment for if you want to sit Turner and go for a second baseman. You still have options. You have Bryson Stott. You have, and then like you say, you bring in Wes Wilson who can play that. Or
Don't
Sosa.
forget about Reese Hoskins. Don't forget, it's not out of the realm of him coming back this postseason.
Oh yeah, but you think I've had this conversation with people. I'm like, do you think a guy who has not played in
Come on, Dave.
What, April, and put him in postseason baseball?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Not a lot of pressure. It's just talk about being rusty.
Right.
I'm not saying he's not batting cages and doing all that stuff. I get it. The guy's got pop, but maybe the being so well rested, the wear and tear, but you know how long it takes guys, especially like Reese, to get things going. They're like a diesel engine. It takes a little bit to warm up.
Yeah. And that's like I said.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out.
Well,
I get it's not off the record.
I mean, because they didn't. If you remember when he got hurt, they didn't say he was done for the year.
Right.
You know what I mean? They said he's going to miss the regular season. So,
I'm saying Kyle Schwarber has the second best walk rate behind Ohtani since June. Turner's hitting .325 since being moved to the 2-hole on August 20th with 12 homers, second most in that span. Yeah, like that's the thing is everything. Oh, he's having a little lull. Little lulls seem bigger in 3 or 4 games. It's like, oh, he hasn't hit 12 at bats in 3 games.
That's why I
Not the end of the world.
That's why I said, like, I get it. He's going through a little bit of a hiccup right now, but I need him every day.
You're telling me in baseball,
look at the pitcher they went against yesterday. They went against Quintana. Quintana's really good. The guy only
yeah, 10 Ks yesterday. That dude was a beast yesterday.
Listen, he was with San Francisco a year ago. He was with Pittsburgh a year ago. He got traded to the Cardinals. He's one of the guys we beat last year in the postseason. That dude's money. He only gave up, I think, 3 home runs all year going into yesterday's game. He gave up 2 yesterday.
Right. Again, he wanted, I think he wanted 6, 7. It had over 100 pitches, but still,
he had like 6 or 7 strikeouts. I mean, Quintana's a good
10 yesterday. He was
he 100. Yeah, he had 10 strikeouts. He threw 103 pitches. I mean, the guy's a workhorse.
He is. Yeah. He's a really good pitcher. And
post game, Bryce Harper had a lot of good things to say about him.
I hope the Mets are stupid and let him go.
I hope the Phillies pick up on him because, again, you need an arm.
I don't know what he's getting paid. So
I don't know how long he signed for there, but I know it was more than a year because he was one of the guys that was on my wish list for them to pick up this year.
Right. Well, look, Phillies.
It's a 2-year, $26 million contract.
All right, so maybe they might let him go.
Phillies Mets today, 6 p.m. guys. Now we have a dinner game instead of our lunch game. So, Mike, what would you have today?
I have no idea, dude. I'm driving to Hershey.
Oh, that's probably. Look at these tacklers. Let me ask you, Mike, have you been getting a lot of Pittsburgh baseball out there, the Pirates?
The one place I went to was really funny. We went in, we sat down, and I sat down to eat, and there was literally now this is in Hershey, right above Harrisburg,
Right.
like not on the western side of the state, kind of in the middle. I look up, there's 5 TVs. 4 of them got the Pirates game on. One of them's got the Phillies. Lucky I'm sitting in front of the Phillies one. Of course, I have my hat on. Guy goes, Phillies fan, huh? I said, yeah. He goes, you're in Pirates country. I said, yeah. I was like, well, I said, I looked at him. I said, I'm in
I've been on vacation this last week for the last couple weeks.
So I looked at him. I was like, Pirates country. I said, you guys haven't moved on to the Steelers and Penguins yet? And he looked at me. He goes, Steelers. Well, he goes, Penguins are getting ready to start. I said, yeah. I said, I don't worry about the Penguins. And then I said, now. I said, the Buccos? I said, I don't have nothing against the Buccos. We're not in the same division anymore. I was like, so I said,
they perennially
I said, you guys haven't been relevant since my freshman year of high school.
I mean, look at it. I mean, that was one of the darling team in the beginning of the season. Was Pittsburgh. Well, Tampa was the big one because they were just on a tear.
Yes.
And now let's say, I called this one. I said, maybe they'll make the playoffs if they continue to play like this. They can have the first team. I was right on that. And then I said, Pirates. Everybody's the Pirates. The Pirates. I'm like, guys, it's me.
Yeah.
Let's pump the brakes a little bit here. Call me in August, September. Let me know how that works out. Well, I'm telling you, this is September calling, and the Pirates still suck.
It was really funny though.
Like
he sat there and looked. I was like, "Now you see," I said, "Now that's a pro baseball team." And he goes, "Oh, please." He goes, I said, "Dude," I was like, "My team has seen 3 World Series within the last 20 years." I was like, your Pirates haven't been to a World Series. I was like, since
ever.
I was like, trying to think. I was like, I don't think me and you were thought of the last time the Pirates won a World Series. I said, I'm not here to talk crap to the Pirates, dude. I said, but you're not going to poo-poo my team. I said,
you're the one who's bringing it up.
Yeah, I said, now
why would you try to? If you want to talk Flyers and Penguins, you got that battle.
That's what I told him. I told him that. I said, look,
you ready? You ready for this? So the Pirates have appeared in the World Series 7 times since in 1903, 1909, 1925, 1927, 1960, 1971, and 1979. So that was the last World Series.
I'm glad you told me that because I'm going to look at if they say something. I'm going to look and go, that team ain't been relevant since we are family and Willie Stargell's. I was like, the
Pirates have almost the same slump as
the only thing
the Flyers had. But that's an appearance, though. I'm not just saying wins.
Right. I mean, like I said, the only thing I can think about them being any kind of relevant thing, that was now 10 years ago was Andrew McCutchen. That was it.
But he was actually back with them.
Yeah,
so.
Right. How many times do you hear this? Like, oh, well, the Pirates are, they have this guy, a young guy, and then they send him to the Yankees. I mean,
it's Moneyball.
That's what I told him. I said, I was joking with you. I said, ain't you guys sick and tired of being MLB's like minor league? And he's like,
they are the free one.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I said, the Pittsburgh Pirates, I said, along with some of these other, bottom feeder clubs, like, the Oakland A's. I said, you guys draft these great young players. I said, and then they leave and they go elsewhere. I said, and then, I said, you guys got to get sick and tired of,
That was the Mets this year.
Yeah, I said, you guys got to get tired of, giving players standing ovations when they come back and I'm uniform.
And then beats the snot out of you.
Yeah, I was like, come on, man. I said, listen, I get it. Dude. I said, my Phillies were irrelevant for a decade.
Right.
I said, I get it. I said, we know what it's like to see sucky baseball in Philly, too. I said,
we had our fair share.
I said, the Phillies were, what did my buddy call? He called them, 30-year whiz kids.
Right.
That's what he called them. He said, every 30 years, he said, you think it's good. So,
true.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is. But Mike, tomorrow, not today, tomorrow the Birds will be on prime time again, heading down Tampa, taking on the Buccaneers. Mike, people are overlooking this Buccaneers team. Should we be looking over this Buccaneers team that's 2-0? What's your take on the Bucs?
I think the Bucs got a good squad. I do. I think they're decent. I think they're a borderline playoff. I don't think they're as bad as people are going to make them out to be. This year they've been really, I don't know, like they've been really kind of downplaying the Bucs because of the division. Like everybody's pretty much anointed the Saints the winner of that division, and I just don't see it. And I think the Bucs are going to get the Eagles game. I think it's going to be like the last game.
Right.
I think it's going to could be a close game. I still think the Eagles are the better team. I think the Eagles got the better defense in this game, and plus the Eagles are getting back some healthy guys too, coming back. I mean, Bradbury will be back this week, so it kind of shores up your back end a little bit. Um,
No Paul this week. No
okay,
Quinn
so I
blocking.
mean, you know what's going to happen there. Austin
Right.
Scott's not going to be in, so they're going to activate Rashad Penny.
Right.
So Penny's going to come in and be that change of pace back for DeAndre Swift and Kenny Gainwell. So I mean, don't be surprised. I wouldn't take it if there's anybody doing any prop bets. I wouldn't take any prop bets for Rashad Penny. But you know, the way I'm looking at it, like it looks like to me, like these guys are going to. Each one of these guys are going to have a game. You know what I'm saying? Like game one was the Kenny Gainwell game. Game two was the DeAndre Swift game. Now I'm not saying game three is going to be the Rashad Penny game because they do one thing that I'll give Tampa, they got to scout defensive tackles.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That defensive line is pretty good. But I think where the Eagles can get them, I think it's them Georgia kids up front, and I think the two Bulldogs in the middle are going to eat.
Now, Mike, I guess the fans are now begging to see some kind of explosive plays from Jalen Hurts' feet and what
Man,
from what they saw a year ago.
too bad. Too
And
bad. You know what? I don't care. I'm tired of it. Like, since when? This is not college football.
Right.
This is not college. You don't need style points. I don't care. Like, okay, good. Dallas has had 2 good games. Okay, and they've looked impressive. But give me a break, dude. It was the New York. They're both New York teams.
Right.
Okay, and they played a Jets team without Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the Cowboys' daddy. Now, I'm not saying the Cowboys are not a good team. I said the Cowboys are going to be right there. I have the Cowboys being right there 1A, 1B with the Eagles, and they could swap. Okay? The 49ers, the same thing. I'll tell you this right now. Yes, they beat the Giants. Again, it's the Giants. But I'll tell you what, the Rams, I watched that Rams game a week ago, and the Rams gave them a fight all they could handle.
Right.
Rams have Cooper Kupp in that game. It's a different story. It's a different story in that game. So to me, I'm sorry. I'm still not a believer in that. And I can't wait. December 3rd can't get here fast enough so that we can shut that team and their fan base's mouths up.
Right. Well, speaking of, you want to talk about today's game again? Tampa Bay is missing some defense. Missing a linebacker.
Yeah, I think Shaq Barrett's not playing. So,
which is huge for us.
Yeah, it is because he's a guy. He's kind of like their version of Hassan Reddick. He can get after the quarterback. But the key for the Eagles is going to be that offensive line. And you know what? Jason Kelsey said something after the Minnesota win. He said, we got to get on track. We're not playing right. When your team captain, when one of your captains, I'm sorry, he's the godfather in that locker room. I don't care what anybody says. Him and Johnson are the godfathers in that locker room.
Yeah.
Like the Undertaker in the wrestling locker room.
Yeah, right.
Godfather speaks. Everybody's got to fall in line. And he was not happy with certain things. Yeah, they were able to run the ball. But I got a feeling, again, I got a feeling like it's going to be something that's going to bring this team together. Like, I think they're together, but I love the fact that they're in dogfights.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You can go out and blow out a team, but you know what? When you start winning and winning big like that, sometimes you get complacent. And when you get into a fight, you don't like when you're the guy who walks around punching people and you're knocking them out, you're going to get so used to just doing that when somebody turns around and punches you back in the mouth, you're not going to know how to react. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm seeing right now, with this current, out of the first 3 weeks. Niners and Cowboys are bullying people. The Eagles are in slug fights. They're in fist fights. These guys are walking around one-hit and quitter peoples. Sooner or later, we're going to meet with those two teams. But that's down the line. Getting into this Tampa game.
Right.
What's up, Insanio?
What's up, Zane? What's up, buddy?
Whoa, don't forget the warden.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Hi,
You didn't even put it in
Jamie.
there.
Good
I put
morning.
it up first. I thought you saw it.
No, I did not see. I love. See you Friday.
That's love right there.
Yeah. Who are you talking? She's doing backflips. She's got the bed all to herself. I'm not
Or
nagging her.
does she? Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, somebody. Yes, that's what I got to do next weekend. But no, getting back to this game, the Eagles got to exploit their linebacking. They got to use Dallas Goedert in this game.
Correct.
I think this could be a really good big game for Dallas Goedert if they use him. But the O-line, I'm sorry, I have not been a fan of Cam Jurgens so far. I'm
He's
watching
made
his
some
line.
rookie mistakes, but again,
No, I'm sorry. To me, it looks like he's getting thrown around. Like he's not
I'm
imposing
not
his
seeing the
will.
thrown around. I've seen him make some like pick the wrong guy to go after mistakes. Like instead of he went off to the left when he should have went to the right, or
I'm seeing him getting bully black. I've seen him getting, and again, this is coming back to: do I feel like maybe he might be too small to play that position? You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't mind seeing them give Jack Driscoll a chance in there. Nothing against Cam, but I think Cam's more of a center. You know what I mean? I think they got him playing out of position, and to me, it just doesn't look like he don't look comfortable. Maybe that's the word. You know what I mean? He doesn't look comfortable.
Well, like I said, Mike, I hear you, but again, I went back last night. I stood up and I watched that Eagles and Minnesota game, and it still looks like on defense again they've come out on fire. I think the offense again going to keep on going these quick 3-and-outs kind of puts a little fatigue on that defense where they're leaving open the middle of the field, and Minnesota's making some big plays on it. Again, Kirk Cousins, I believe, and I was listening to Shane Haff and Mark Jr. He had like the second best quarterback rating of the week. So
again, I understand what you're talking about in the middle, but Pat, there's only a handful of teams that's got really good tight ends, and Minnesota's one of them.
And I was going to get to that next point too, Mike. And again, you mentioned this last week for Jalen Hurts. A great quarterback. We love him. Again, a lot of people want to see explosive plays with his legs. However, like you said, Mike, he's facing really, really good defensive coordinators. It's kind of, they've done their homework on this kid.
But think about that for a second. They've had time to prepare for him, right? Because, something to think about. The schedule's been out since March.
Right.
So, Belichick had 5 months. He went into Belichick's house and beat him. Then he had a Belichick disciple come here who basically ran the same defense. He beat him. Now he's going against another good Todd Bowles, another good defensive guy. He beats him, dude. That's 3-0. Like, I don't care. Again, I'm tired of these people with the styling points. Oh, the Cowboys look to be the best. The 49ers be the best. You know what? I love it. Talk about the Cowboys and 49ers. The Eagles are winning on the field.
So you like to be off the radar.
I love it. Listen, don't you know the best time? We love being disrespected because we like handing them a big old, quote-unquote, from Major League, a big old shit burger to eat at the end of the year. Let's give it to them. I don't care. Let them keep talking about the Cowboys. Let them keep talking about, the 49ers, about them being the best. Who's going to be the next upcoming team here? Even if the Eagles lose this game, watch you see how quick they're going to start putting Tampa Bay up around there. Keep us back, because I know at the end of the day, my team's going to be in the NFC title game.
Yeah.
I'm saying it now, here, week 3, the Eagles will be in the NFC title game. Now, who they play?
Whoa,
that's going to be. Listen, they're going to be in the NFC title game. Even with this schedule, look at this stretch of schedule. They're going to be in the NFC title game.
Mike,
listen, I called it on my show. I said it was going to be Eagles Cowboys. They're going to go 3 rounds this year. I'm just hoping round 3 is in Philadelphia for a change. Because no offense, I'm tired of going to Dallas for a playoff game.
So, Mike, again, back to this game though. Baker Mayfield.
Whoa. Before you do that.
All right, whip it.
Guys.
Oh.
Trips galore, man. Right now, our boys at Philly Sports Trips and 500 fans. You heard that right. 500 fans are down in Tampa in this game. The full trip has been sold out for weeks. They could still buy tailgates if you're in Tampa, but the full trip was sold out for weeks. But here is a good one, a great one. You're like, maybe I can't afford to go fly to Tampa. It's expensive. I get it. It's not something everybody has sitting around the house, especially this day and age. But what about you want to go down to Washington and watch the Eagles take on the Commanders? Here's a great opportunity for you. It's a bus trip. It's a one-day trip. You don't take the whole week off to go do it or long weekend or whatever. You can do this. It's very inexpensive. It's super affordable. Great present for your favorite Eagles fan. Christmas is coming up. Maybe get them a little early, something. Whatever it is you need to do. You go to phillysportstrips.com. Food, drink, just amazing food, by the way. Not just burgers and dogs. Amazing food.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing food. Drinks, the bus, the ticket. Last time we were there was 1,200 Eagles fans.
Oh my God, everybody was there. I mean, if you follow social media content, all the social media content creators that are on YouTube, whatever, they were all there. A ton of local radio personalities were there.
Yep.
It was a great sports trip.
Hollis Thomas will be at this one, as well as Jason Avant. A lot of all the away games, they have great tailgates for the home games. They have the Flyers, the Winter Classic,
Yeah, the Stadium Series
Stadium
game.
Series. They keep changing the names, whatever they call it. That trip's available. They have spring training baseball's already available if you want to get ready for that.
And
the London trip is available.
And next month for you Union heads, they are going to up to New England. So if you guys didn't get a chance to,
that's right.
Now, Al, is this trip still going on by any chance? It's not sold out yet, right?
I don't think so, but
I'm going to double check that because I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe jumping in on that.
It's one of my favorite ones that I wanted to go to.
I like going to that one. I mean,
still available.
Cool.
Still available.
Yeah, we should all.
I'll tell you right now, the Los Angeles trip sold out. Jets trip
sold out. I know. I wanted to go to that one.
That's an easy bus one to get to too. They sell out fast, guys. The Giants one at the end of the season is still available for you guys. The Dallas trip, all those other trips are still available. They're even having trips where they're flying other fans home. So you got to check out phillysportstrip.com.
All right, guys. Well, listen, we are talking Eagles versus Tampa Bay. Guys, if you're just watching now, tell us, what are you feeling? Mike's pumped up. Mike thinks it's going to be a dogfight. Al, do you think this is going to be a dogfight? What concerns you? All that stuff.
This Tampa Bay game, I think it's going to be a bit of a fight. I'm not sold on Tampa Bay being this great team. If you remember, Tampa Bay had the same success with a certain Mr. Fitzmagic. And that worked well for them until about 5 or 6 games in the season, and then they just fell off the cliff. They got figured out. So I don't believe in their quarterback. I think they have a really good defense. They have a very good defensive mind in Todd Bowles. But ultimately, I think the Eagles will win this game. It will be tighter than it should be. But that's the way these games are going to be for the first few games of the season. I'm wondering if the Eagles come out too fresh, too long of a time off between games. But they also had 2 games in 4 days, so we'll see if that plays out because it's an 11-day bye. I mean, it's borderline not even a mini bye week. It's almost a full bye week.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, giving the Eagles a lot of time to pick out their problems and dissect them.
That too, and then also able to dissect what was going on with this Buccaneers team too. I mean, the Bears kind of gave them a fight last week. The Bears kind of gave the
I saw that.
the Bucs. Bears and Bucs game was a pretty good one, but I like the Birds in this game. I think the Birds can put up 27 points in this game. I like them 27-20.
Wow. So right now I'm looking at the injury report as of yesterday. Terrell Edmonds returned to practice. He had some illness, was unspecified. It wasn't COVID because they would have to specify that, but full practice. Boston Scott had limited practice, but his game status is out. As well as Quez Watkins.
Yes.
His game status.
Can they just cut him already? Just give Cicadas the third.
But Reed Blankenship in the last two games, full practice. James Bradbury, full practice. Fletcher Cox, full practice. Zach Cunningham and Jordan Davis were limited Friday, full practice yesterday, and everybody else, that's Kenny Gainwell, Devontae Smith, Jack Stoll, and Josh Sweat, all full practices as of yesterday.
All right, guys. And again, Mike, we're going to have to try and do our best to again, I know he's a veteran player now, Mike Evans. You're going to have Chris Goodwin.
Chris Godwin,
Chris Godwin.
Insanio says they win easy, 31-10. I don't think it's going to be
that easy. Dude.
I don't think it's going to be that easy.
Listen, I think we need to get the word easy out of our vocabulary.
Yes.
And I know he's not an Eagles fan. It's just, I think that's why everybody's been so mopey about being 2-0 in the season.
It feels like it's 0-2.
But here's the thing, though. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say this. Real Eagle fans are not feeling – I'm not mopey that they're 2-0. They played 2 games. They won 2 games. You know what I mean? Like, this is the new NFL now. Like, the good teams don't play their guys in preseason. They don't. Look at all the top-notch teams. Look at all the top-notch teams, the top teams. They don't play their guys in preseason.
But and I want to go to address that. And I think a lot of Eagle fans forget that you lose Shane Steichen. Again, a lot of your offense and defensive corners are going to get head coaching jobs. The minute one of the bad teams get fired, they're get rid of their head coaches. Again, you're nobody touched the preseason. Again, you're a little rusty there. Again, you go from Sunday to Thursday, a short little trip.
And look and listen, we can all agree Jalen was horrible the first game. It's horrible throwing the ball. But he was better the second. He was better 4 days later.
Well,
that was my other thing. Like they're like, oh, the passing game is going to be crap. I'm like,
well,
you got the two premier wide receivers. It's not going to be crap. Guys can go contest the ball, and a guy who plays bigger than he is.
Well, then, like I said, I think that's what AJ was getting a little frustrated with. I guess because Devontae Smith was the only one getting deep balls, and these guys are just getting.
I think you guys are reading.
No. I'm just
you guys are right. I think everybody's reading way too much into that, man.
Yeah, but he's getting these. You said it yourself.
But when you play football, Pat, you have discussions on the sideline. We can't see the tone and what he's talking to Jalen in. He's just using his hands. He's using his body language.
And he's emotional. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
Exactly.
But I mean, again, we're assuming he's emotional because he's not getting the ball. He could be talking to him about something totally different. You know what I mean? It's just the way his body language was.
And we're assuming it.
Yes, everybody's assuming. Oh well, he has a problem with it. And Sirianni probably just walked over and said, "Hey, what's going on?" Boom. Oh, all right, yo, just relax, man. We got it. Don't worry.
And here's the other thing. They're really good friends.
Right? No, I don't.
And hold on. Like when you have a good friend, like treat each other like brothers, and we go, not just hey brother, like when you have brothers, you get along real well. But when you're not getting along, you yell and get in each other's face. Love. And I'm sure that's kind of part of what it was.
No, absolutely.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know, but to me, I don't feel like it was as bad. Like I said, people try to make it out to be more than what it is. Especially if you look at the national pundits. They tried making this look so bad. I mean, yeah, you got your Skip Baylesses and Michael Irvin. They're talking about what they're saying. And I'm looking at I'm literally watching this, and the best part is Keyshawn Johnson, who had the most memorable sideline blast. If you ever seen his explosions, God, you could watch them. And he would turn around. And he said he actually went and played his blow-ups on the sideline. He was like, "You see where I'm talking right here?" He said, I wasn't even mad that I wasn't getting the ball.
Right.
You know what I mean? He said, this was just something that I seen on the field that I was saying, hey, you need to look at this.
And I want to piggyback too, Mike. So again, I you and I had the debate whether it was Jalen Hurts struggling or whether it was the play calling. And it's a little bit, it's a combination of both. And I think like the playmaking, like again, not trying to get these guys deep down the field and whatever it is. But however, Jalen Hurts has been struggling reading the defenses. Like they're reading where he wants to go with the ball now.
Now, again, can we talk about this for a second?
Good.
He has been. I'll give you this much. He has been quote unquote struggling. They're throwing new things at him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Adapting. People got to give him a second to adapt. Like here's my thing: is everybody came into this season thinking it was just going to be where we left off from.
Right.
We are not going to run rampant on anything. I mean, maybe a couple teams here and there we might, if they're that bad and we're that much better. Like if you're playing like a team like the Cardinals, maybe the Giants, but it's still divisional games, so things could change. I mean, God only knows. But it is not going to be that way, guys. If you're expecting just turn your TV off and tune in February. All right.
Yeah.
That's what you want to find out. If you want to understand that this is why you love. This is why guys do what we do. This is why people pay hundreds of dollars worth of jerseys and memorabilia.
Yes.
Why people pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go to games at phillysportstrips.com or go to sherrystickets.com and spend all that money. This is why. Because it's not easy. It's not a run through. It's drama. It's action. You don't know what's going to happen. Even if the team's that much worse than you or much better than you, it's why the term is any given Sunday.
Right. And the thing about it is, like, if you are a football fan and you're an Eagles fans should have expected this. I know sometimes he says it'll be interesting to see what the LB rotation looks like with Dean back and Morrow being really solid last week. Hey, you know what? Keep him. Who says, Jacoby ain't got to play the whole game? He said if Gainwell gets more carries than Swift, then I'll be jumping off a bridge somewhere. Well, guess what? That may happen. But look for Rashad Penny to be kind of looking. He said the Eagles are going to wear the Bucs down running the ball. That I can see happening. He said, I will be doing backflips if the Pats were 2-0 with close wins.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's a lot of teams that are about to be 0-3, and the stats on that, being 0-3 and coming back from it's not easy.
Yeah.
So like that's why I want people to, like, right now the Vikings are deciding to throw it in after week 3.
There's there's actually they've been talking about if they go 0-3. It says the defense is caught up to the Eagles. That's the way it is every year in the NFL with every team. It is the Eagles. It is the Eagles ran roughshod. Defense is caught up. Now the Eagles got to make adjustments to go around.
And Brian Johnson has also not seen this yet either. Like he's a new coordinator. He can look at all the tape from last year, but this wasn't on there.
Yeah.
So, like, calm the frick down, everybody.
Yeah. Well, listen. Again, Mike. So real fast. Again, the Birds play tomorrow. But today you'll have a lot of, and of course the Phillies don't come until later, so you'll get like a lot of 1 o'clock games. Mike, what game catches your eye today on the slate?
Oh, I'm glad.
Where's the clicker going?
I'm glad you got my 3 because I got my 3 going today.
What's your clicker?
1 o'clock. I think we're going to enjoy a great shootout
right now
in Minneapolis. Chargers, Vikings today. I love the Chargers today.
All right.
I like the Chargers. I think they're getting a point here. Yeah, the Vikings are -1, so the Chargers are getting a point today. Second game I like, believe it or not.
I don't.
I am taking the over 43 for the Bills and the Commanders.
That's a game to watch.
That's going to be a good game, and I think that's on here. I think that's on the local CBS affiliate. And my last game is going to be tonight. I am taking the under. Steelers, Raiders.
You're going to the main event.
Steelers, Raiders. Taking the under.
What's what is it?
43.
Yeah, that's fair.
So they're my 3 picks right there. I have the Chargers getting the +1. The under. Or I'm sorry, the over in the over in the Bills, Commanders, and the under in the Steelers, Raiders game tonight. They're my 3 picks for the week.
Another game. So any other game though, like just in general, you want to watch? I mean, what is your?
If I had my chance, like if I had my, I would probably want to watch the Jets Patriots.
Jets Patriots.
Yes.
I want to watch Green Bay and Saints.
Yeah, that could be a good one. Could be.
I mean, so all right. Listen, we got again Eagles Tampa Bay tomorrow night, guys. Check out Edge of Philly Sports because we all know we're all going to be all hands on deck, pre, halftime, and post game show. So, guys, check that out.
We'll have that schedule out hopefully later today.
Yeah, so we'll keep you informed. But Mike, and if people are just waking up didn't know, we did an extra early show today. I'm going to head down to go catch up the Flyers camp. It's open practice for fans. So, Mike, Flyers. Are you feeling? I watched Matty B and JJ. First of all, great interview. JJ said though the Flyers, yes, it's supposed to be rebuilding, but the season will kind of dictate itself. If they are playing well, they'll be buyers. If what they're projected to be a sloppy team, they'll be sellers. So, Mike, what are you looking towards in this with the Flyers season and camp? Because now you're going to get a full. It looks like a Tyler Foster.
Yeah, I'm gonna like
young guns.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see what happens, man. But I'll be looking to. I'm like you, Pat. I'm gonna be sitting back, waiting to see what I gotta do. So, but go down, enjoy yourself. I'm not.
I love joining myself.
I'm sure you do.
It's the cops that don't take to. Sir, can you please get out of the car? Or, sir, can you please get back in the car? Dive saying Mr. Matty B's show with JJ. He's talking about Jim Jackson.
Yeah,
the voice of the Flyers on as well as it was amazing and definitely a must watch. Yeah, first part, if you didn't miss it, Jim does not hold back.
No, he doesn't.
Neither did Matty B. They both went, but not in a bad way. Like it was very
yes, it was entertaining.
It was entertaining. Like I scheduled that with him for 15 to 20 minutes. We went the whole show.
Dude,
Jim was going, and he was actually mightily impressed with our post-game shows. He even alluded to he would love to, if there was a national game, to pop in on one. That would be pretty cool.
That would be
awesome. But look. So again, I'll be excited to see where this Flyers team goes. Again, JJ said himself, the season's going to predict itself. Where they want to go. I believe though. For some reason, I want to be a little optimistic. I think this season is going to be good because you're going to have a lot of young feet.
I think
on
they're
the
going to
ice.
get. I think they'll get close. I think they'll do enough to keep us into
Yeah.
it. But I think ultimately talent
Oh yeah,
rises. So I don't care. I just want to see improvement from these kids.
Yeah.
If you see improvement, you can always add pieces later. You know what I'm saying?
you're right. And I just want to see what the defense is going to look like. I just want to see.
Listen, all I'm going to say is this: I don't want to hear no Flyers fans complaining about goaltending at all, because the Flyers now have goaltending. They have goaltending at the professional level, and they also got it in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Right, and they got playmakers. They got playmakers, all over the ice. So again, it's going to be really, really fun to watch.
And real quick, I don't want to forget, guys. You do get yourself in trouble with the police or something like that. CherryInjuryLaw.com is where you need to go, or call David Cherry at 610-565-0300. You get hurt at work or a motor vehicle accident. These are all life-changing moments. Personal injury, life-changing moment. Caught in the car by the police, getting in touch with yourself, life-changing moment. Go to CherryInjuryLaw.com, 610-565-0300. Again, CherryInjuryLaw.com.
Yeah, guys. So again, the Flyers, if you haven't got a chance to check them out, they have open practice. I'll be down there. Again, I'm excited to see what the season's going to, what's going to happen with the season. Again, young guns, guys like Dill Farabee, Tyson Foster, Morgan Frost. You're going to have a bunch of young guns going, taking center ice. You'll get Sean Couturier back. You're going to have Cam Atkinson back. JJ believes if they were in the lineup last year, they could have made some things happen. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm very, very excited to see where this Flyers team takes us. Listen, I expect the worst, but if they can be a bonus, if they could be a bonus,
Dog, the only thing Pat is waiting for is the Dower Dog Nights.
Oh, I love dreaming. Never mind.
On that note, people.
Yes.
For Big House of Fury, my co-host, Patrick Bernard.
Yes.
I'm Mike Laura. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next week.